And ladies and gentlemen, technology has changed the way we understand health, longevity, and human potential. And our next session will be talking with the theme of biohacking to bioharmony, balancing technology, longevity, and well-being. And before we invite the great speaker, I'd like to let you know about the moderator. Let me introduce. She's long-time master of ceremony, moderator and interpreter for international conferences, former TV presenter at TVRI, as a Pacific award-winning logistic and supply chain professional, and director of Moritz Logistic Indonesia, and director of partnership of PIB or PIB College, and wellness, beauty, and education enthusiast. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend, Erika Sedana.
Thank you very much, Bang Paul. Thank you. So, I think yesterday we had a gentle agreement. Actually, when I say hi, you say hello. Hi, hi, hello. Oh, Gail. All right, there you are. Hello, 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 hi. Nah, kurang semangat ya. Sebelum kita sesi berikutnya, boleh semangat sedikit Bapak Ibu. Hai, 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 hello. Nah, begitu. Terima kasih banyak. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to also address my gratitude. Thank you very much indeed, Mike Chang, for delivering the sessions about the power of active living, building harmony through movement. So next, we would have a panel discussions for 30 minutes, and we will be focusing on biohacking to bioharmony, balancing technology, longevity, and also well-being. So, ladies and gentlemen, in this session, we will explore together the transformations of modern wellness from performance-focused biohacking towards a more balanced and human-centered concept of bioharmony. Discussion will also covering later on wearable or applicable health technology, personalized wellness and longevity science, sleep optimization, nutrition, stress management, and also mental well-being, which is very, very essential. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to invite to the stage our panelists. First of all, please join me to welcome on stage Dr. Dave Jenkins, Optimal Health and Longevity Consultant, to the stage, please. So I would like to invite to the stage Dr. Jenkins to join me. Please, one round of applause. Terima kasih. Boleh kasih tepuk tangan dan semangat, Bapak Ibu. Hello, Dr. Jenkins. Nice meeting you. Please. Next panelist, I'm delighted to invite to the stage Bapak Dr. Sufendi Chai, Operational Director and a Holistic Health Consultant for Mr. Chai's Medical Ozone and Blood Ozone Clinic. Dr. Chai, how are you? Apa kabar? Senang jumpa kembali di tahun ini. He was here also last year. Silakan, Dr. Chai. So next, we would like to invite to the stage as well our panelist, Dr. Yitendra Pokhriyal. I do hope I pronounced your name correctly. Dr. Pokhriyal, Wellness Ambassador of the Western Resort Nusa Dua Bali. Please, thank you for joining us. Right, gentlemen. Well, thank you so much once again for joining us here on the stage. Well, as I mentioned earlier, that we will be discussing on this panel session on biohacking to bioharmony, which is balancing technology, longevity, as well as the well-being. And we also, in this session, we also will be highlighting more about the importance of balancing technology innovation with emotional well-being, mindful living, and holistic health approaches to support healthier and more harmonious lifestyle in the future. So what we're going to have, and actually we will have like 5 minutes for each panelist to share your insight and perspective, and after that we will invite the audience to address some questions. Can I now start from Dr. Jenkins, please?
Selamat siang. I'm Dr. Jenkins. I'm an optimal health and longevity doctor, but My disclaimer is I do not practice medicine in Indonesia. I could get into a lot of trouble, but I have clients all over the world and I work with biotech companies. But today we can discuss very advanced therapies that I'm involved in later. But today, with 5 minutes, I want to share what you can do without these technologies. And with our clients, we do hundreds of biomarkers. These are available now. You can check out True Diagnostics. We use AI to diagnose exactly what their vulnerabilities are, and we create personalized plans. And you must remember that 2% of the population, these are American numbers, are healthy, are optimally healthy. That means they are normal weight, their blood pressure is normal, their lipids are normal, they exercise, they eat 5 fruits and vegetables a day, and they sleep well. 2%. So I have a lot of coaching time with my usually concierge clients that they need to get into that 2% if they want to get past 100 and they're healthy. So that's something for you to strive for. Try to get to your 2%. Don't bother about any technology, and although we work with high technology things, get into that 2%, do the basics. And there are a lot of biohacks to do that. And the previous presenter mentioned one. When you go to sleep, you need high heart rate variability. I will hum for 5 minutes before I go to sleep because the vocal cords are very near the vagus nerve. And I will boost my heart rate variability. I've measured this on my watch. And I improve the quality of my sleep. So there's one straight, very easy biohack. And then I use heart math breathing in the morning to start the day with gratitude. And that will boost my heart rate variability, which is a longevity marker, one of the most potent longevity markers. So you go through the day and you need to do some intermittent fasting. The 5 fruits and vegetables that the World Health Organization talks about, you can hack that as well. There are superfoods you should be eating. You should be eating sulforaphanes and cruciferous, cacao, berries. And I only eat berries as fruit generally. Sometimes I make an exception. And the other way to boost your longevity simply is the fasting mimicking diet. Professor Walter Longo. So I have a website called youngerbyscience.com. You can check it out. You can follow the links. Professor Walter Longo has shown that you can reverse your biological age by 2.5 years doing 3 5-day back-to-back fasts. Next week I'll start my 3rd one. I'm measuring my biological age. It's very simple, and now with GLP-1 peptides, you can take away your hunger if that's something you need to do. And I do coach this, and we get amazing results. So again, this is something you can do at home. It costs nothing. In fact, you save money by not having to buy so much food. So that's another example of a biotech. And we can keep going up and up and up. Everyone knows there are peptides. Be very careful with them. Some peptides are made with styrofoam, bonding their molecules, and microplastics. So I'm involved in biotech companies creating the purest peptides. And so be very careful if you're ordering them from certain countries. So then we go up to gene therapies and then reprogramming. And later this year, we're working with some clients. We will be reprogramming their cells. We're taking their cells out and creating a mini-me and reprogramming them with Yamanaka factors. And I mention that because Yamanaka factors, the first FDA trial on reversing aging is starting. But guess what? The fasting mimicking diet, you will release your own Yamanaka factors, okay? You don't need a $300,000 intervention that one of my clients is going to pay for. You need fasting mimicking diet. So I'll keep it there and we can discuss more biohacks later.
Thank you indeed, Dr. Jansen, for sharing the modern types of biohackings. So before we move on to the Q&A sessions, I would like now to allocate a time for like 5 minutes to Dr. Chai to share about scientific perspectives on the prevention of health towards longevity. Please, Dr. Chai, silakan.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe my English not very good, but I try to be my best. People asking me the very simple things. How can people enjoy life and can live longer? There's many perspectives we can do. Maybe you can do activity well, you can eat well, you have nutrition well, you can use IV drip, you can have peptide, anything. But one thing is, we must make sure, can you move? Can you move or not? So, if you cannot move, even you cannot move your finger. Because why? Because blockage in the blood. So the blood circulation is very, very important. So if you want to move like Mike Chang, number one, your blood circulation is normal. If there's many pollutant, it is hard for you to move on. That's number one. Number two, immune. So you should take care of your immune, because if the inflammation hit you at 50, why 50? Because all the hormones decline. So when the hormone decline, the immune is declined as well. So how can you live longer? Maybe you can breathe, but you cannot move properly. You paralyze. When you move, pain. You wake up in the morning, you pain. This is number two. Number three, people eat a good diet. But if your gut, your belly cannot digest it well, you think you already take enough food, but your body still receive less. So these three things can make you have a good life and last longer. So blood is very, very important. If you want to check about your condition, you go to the lab, they can find out 90% maybe of your sickness in the blood. So, how people can move faster, stronger? Because our blood, human blood vessels, 100,000 kilometers is around 2 times than the globe. So 80% is capillaries. 80% is capillaries. So 20% left, you can still breathe, but you cannot move. So many people, they sit on the wheelchair. They're still alive, but they cannot move normally. So 80% capillaries is very, very important. So how to get rid of all this pollutant from your body? So ozone filter, we call EBOO. One time of the therapy, we're taking out around 5 liters to filter out your blood. So if you have car, what are you going to do? To the service center, change oil regularly. That's a must. So make sure everything you want to do, number one, make sure the blood vessels is just fine. So this is the main issue. Just 3 things. Blood circulation, good, better. Number 2, inflammation, not hitting you all the time. Number 3, make sure your gut working well. Just these 3 things, simple things, but many people, maybe they forget this. Thank you.
Boleh beri tepuk tangan dulu untuk Dr. Chai. Thank you so much. So beberapa hal yang penting yang disampaikan Dr. Chai tadi, ladies and gentlemen. So I just like to just capture a little bit of what have Dr. Chai mentioned earlier. The first, well, how can people enjoy life, but of course live longer? So that's one of important statements at the beginning. Of course, then just make sure that we can move. Then in associated with that, so of course that blood circulation is very vital. And good diet is important, but also digestion system or the metabolism is very essential as part of the key drivers to live longer. So remember to also take good care of the blood vessel, which is I would say that's the priority what we need to really look after. So up next, I would like to extend the time for 5 minutes to Dr. Prokriel to share a little bit about how exactly we need to promote the mindful living and emotional well-being. Can I have your perspective, please?
Hello, everybody, and to my fellow panelists and doctors and Ibu. Yeah, thank you for inviting us to this session. I really admire both of your insights about biohacking and bioharmony, as well as Doctor about the blood circulation, which is really, really thoughtful and really insightful for me as well. Okay, first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Jitendra, working as a Director of Wellness and Recreation at the Western Resort Nusa Dua, Bali. Your question about mindful living and mindfulness in a day-to-day life. My father was a professor in a university, and he gave me a term of scientific spirituality. So when doctor was saying about the technology, right, that's a science, and how you can put, and when you mention about the blood circulation and about how you can purify your blood in a better way also. So actually the spirituality, and if you can connect it with the science, you might find the results better and faster, right? Before we just used to do meditation, but if your heart rate is still high while you're doing the meditation, it might not give you the results properly. So if your heart rate is proper, is in a settling position, and if your mind is in a calm position, for an example, if you go to bed and your heart, if you see your gadget next morning and you see that you didn't sleep well last night, the body still feels tense, the body and the mind doesn't feel better. You still feel like, something is wrong, I need a cup of coffee. Or you just need an energy for the day, right? So if your technology as well as your mindfulness work together, synchronize together, and that's where we come and we call it biohacking plus a bioharmony. Now the next thing about the question regarding the mindfulness. See, there is the mindfulness itself about being in the moment, right? Okay, so there is a term called future and past. Past bring the pain and future bring the suffering, or future brings the worry, right? Either we are living in the past, all the thoughts are coming, oh, something happened bad in past, and you are still dealing with the same situation again and again, again and again. I'm sure that most of us remember somebody bullied us in our school, and we remember the person, we remember his face, we remember the name of the person, but still playing in our head. Also about the future, what is going to happen in the future. So being in harmony means living in the present, understanding that what you do today, what you do now will make your future better, right? So anything related to being relaxed, understanding the situation, being an observer of the situation is more important than involving in the situation. So that's how we create a nice, relaxing mood for our guests as well as our participants who join us every single day.
Well, thank you so much. So, boleh berikan tepuk tangan Bapak Ibu. So, thank you so much for sharing that. Dr. Prokriel was just mentioning about the scientific spirituality, which is like connecting spiritual and science, that the outcome will be faster, better, and more accurate, more objective in this case. So, biohacking, bioharmony, definitely. Thank you so much. So, sometimes I lose my word, definitely. So, it is also important to be present, just park the past, what we have thinking about the past, and also what we worry about the future, just park that in the meantime and be present, which is very also essential for us to in the mindfulness stage. So I would like to address one question to you, Dr. Pokhriyal, as one of the, let's say, as part of one of the top international hotel chains. So how do you see nowadays in the tourism industry as tourism practitioners in the process of the stress management and healthy routine? Are we in the stage of balance yet, or that still we still like prioritizing performance in terms of numbers, for instance, because we are like doing on the tourism arrival numbers that what we are looking for, where exactly we are?
That's a really good question. You know, I meet hundreds of guests every single day, and thousands of guests every single year. And I have seen this. Now people are more aware about their health, right? For an example, maybe everybody can relate to me, right? So you work 30, 40 years, save money, and end up paying to the hospitals, right? Any kind of issues like a cardiac arrest or any kind of kidney failures, or there are multiple issues happens, and you end up paying all of your saving to the hospital rather than taking care of yourself right now. So now the tourism industry is changing. People are more aware about their health and well-being. I'm sure that slowly but gradually we are reaching there, right? I get people every single day for the consultation. People have edema. People have inflammation, as doctor mentioned right now. Inflammation, we talk about the dehydration, right? But not many people talk about the inflammation, right? Dehydration is a lack of water, and inflammation is excessive water in the body. So that's also happening. People are becoming more aware. If you go to any marathon, you see now more and more participants are joining. Slowly, gradually, we are reaching to the point. Our guests are becoming aware. Our local people are becoming aware. Our colleagues, our friends are becoming aware about the health. Not only the physical health, emotional health, and the mental health as well.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pokhriyal, for sharing that. Can we move on now to Dr. Janskin? So in associated with that, Dr. Pokhriyal was saying that we are moving to that direction. So how do you see the map? Is there any mapping, sort of like improvement of the technology-driven wellness industry at the moment? So how do you see the technology supporting wellness industry in tourism?
Well, the first thing you have to address is the regulation. So I'm involved in a bunch of biotech companies as a medical advisor, and the technology is truly surprising. We just reversed someone with moderate dementia. People with pulmonary fibrosis are breathing again and taking their oxygen off. It's quite extraordinary, but the problem is the regulation. So if Bali talks about medical tourism, but if they're going to really take advantage of what's happening internationally, they need to organize rapid process for regulation. And I know there's a special economic zone, and I am having conversations with them about this very issue. So I think it starts at the top, and it seems to me that the regulators don't always talk to the tourist people and talk hand in hand about achieving the end goal. So there are brilliant therapies out there, and we're giving them to people in clinics in Mexico. We're building our own clinic in the Pacific, where we have complete permission to do things that are safe but are very advanced. And that, if that was to happen here, your tourist numbers would skyrocket.
Well, thank you for the optimistic feedback for that, Dr. Janskins. So I would like now to move on to Dr. Chai. When we speak about the collaborations or the collaboration between the wellness tourisms between governments and then the industry itself for the wellness tourisms and media, some organizations. So how do you see this will work good for the development of wellness tourism itself, from your perspective, Dr. Chai?
Maybe I just give my a little thought. Yeah, actually, government should think about this. But one thing, when we're talking about Bali, who want to come to Bali to have a medical tourism? How about Singapore? So rich people of Indonesia, they do not want to have a medical in Indonesia. They go to Singapore. They go to Penang. There's many agents coming from Malaysia. So they are extension of hospital from there. So Indonesia is very, very huge market. But we are not capable to do the medical tourism. How? Because our people, rich people, don't believe on ourselves. They flew away. That's the truth. So, and then you expect Singaporean coming here? You expect the Malaysian coming here? You expect Canada coming here? You expect the Australian coming here? Not possible. Because they are decades more advanced than us. So, if our doctor want to upgrade themselves, they go to Australia, they go to Singapore, they go to England. That's the truth. So, what is our power to selling medical tourism? So, we should look at ourselves. Who are you? And I always said something that's funny. Which population is number one in the world? Which country? Yeah, you can claim China. Maybe you can claim India. So what the power of they have many population? What is the power? Because China, they very famous for their herbs. China herbs. China traditional medicine. So how about India? They have Ayurvedic. You know, number third, the bigger population in the world. You know who? Huh? USA? No. Because USA is heterogeneous. Many people there, multi-ethnic. Indonesia. Wow. How come Indonesia? Because Indonesia well known it with the jamu. So don't forget that. So we have the power of jamu. So who produce jamu? The best in the world.
Right.
Indonesia. But who's selling the most of the money, revenue? Singapore. So we are the producer, and who take the money? Singapore.
Right.
And then our government argue with each other. Who control the traditional, the jamu? Who? Doctors. How about doctors know about jamu? They don't know. So when doctors, medical doctor control jamu, that's a very mess. That's it. So I make it clearer. So we have the power to earn more money. So people coming to my place because they want to clean blood. So in Australia, one time to clean the blood is 3,000 Australian dollar. So how about in US? 2,000 only. But how about my place? About 300. So many people coming here because we have the advantage competitiveness. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chai. That was a wake-up call for all of us, actually. So, Dr. Chai was addressing a concern about the medical tourism that we are planning to have, and in the same time, also addressing the potential that we are having in terms of developing the medical tourism here in Bali, especially as Dr. Jensen was also mentioning, we do have here a special economic zone, which is the medical tourism is part of development into priority on the list of the of Indonesia as well. So, but then on the jamu side is part of the unique product of Bali, I would say, and also the challenge, like Singapore is having more into the economic value of that jamu. So there's kind of wake-up call for all of us to really do more, and I believe like do better, work together with the industry, government, the policymakers to ensure that the economic benefits go into Indonesia. All right, so I do have like 2 minutes, I believe, here. So I would invite the audience to address questions, perhaps only one questions. I do apologize because of the limitation of the time we have today. Please, would you mind to raise your hand to address one questions? Do we have questions? No, I believe that was really clear for us. All right, so if no more questions for this session, especially before I close the session, I would like to allocate 1 minute for each speaker to just share one short closing statement for this, the theme that we have in the panel, please.
Okay, so I'll start first. Yeah? Okay, so I will take it short. I will make it short. Now we know that physical and mental well-being is very important. I would suggest you, the only one advice from my side is that now most of us are in our gadgets. Please sleep better. There is no other medicine better than your sleep, right? Don't sleep 1:30 or 2 a.m. in the morning. Please sleep better. There is no alternative to your sleep. Sleeping is the best medicine anybody can advise you. It's a very simple, anybody can sleep. Like, I'm sure that after having food, you are sleepy. But at night, make sure that your sleeping routine is to the point. That's a baseline you need to follow every single day for the rest of your life. Please put your phone in silent. Ask your husband, ask your wife, do not snore, just sleep better. I'm sure that your wife or your husband snores at night, but put a pillow on his face or her face. So please sleep at least 7 to 9 hours every single day. Your skin will glow, you will glow, and you will have the energy for the next day.
Wow,
That's it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pokhriel. So sleeping is the best medicine. Please have a deep sleep, sleep better. Thank you so much. So I'll do that as well. So Dr. Chai, please.
Okay, thank you. Because our body consists of two things. Number one is this hardcore body. Number two is the soul. So sometimes angry is good. Why? It means you are still healthy. If you cannot healthy, you are paralyzed. How can you get angry? It's very hard to get angry. But I said, one thing, your body should be healthy. How about healthy? If your blood pressure is too high, maybe it's hard to sleep. If your blood pressure too low, you always want to sleep. You feel sleepy. So make the blood clean enough. Number two, if you are easily getting angry, you should go to slow living mode. Slow living mode. How to do that? Yeah, maybe you can go to Ubud or somewhere place in Bali. You can have meditation. You can learn yoga. It is good for your soul. When you do yoga, you burning many energy, because I've been practice yoga more than 10 years. I'm 66 years old. I still have wall climbing. So meditation, slow living. So wake up not too early, and then go to bed, don't too late. Okay, make friends. So slow living is mean you are not chasing something. So it's make your soul more stable. And then when you wake up, before you do activity, number one thing first, who are you? What are you less from your daily life? You have many things. Number one, you have a healthy body. Maybe you have spouse. Maybe you have good friends. Maybe you have some business to do. So it means you are not poor at all. So if you are not poor at all, you are rich enough. So that's make you calm. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chai. So body and soul are both very important. You can sometimes get angry, but when you get angry too often, go to slow living, and then also make some friends, make some connection. Like yesterday, we had a good class with Gil Pedrosil as well for making a good connection. So thank you so much once again. So I would like to now give the time to Dr. Jenskins, please. One last closing statement.
Going back to what I started with is that although high technology solutions and gene therapy and all of these things are available increasingly, and some of my clients are indulging in them, the simplest things to do, if you go to youngerbyscience.com and click on a study by Dr. Cara Fitzgerald, who took 55-year-olds, healthy 55-year-olds to 65-year-olds, and reversed their biological age by 3 years, and their pace of aging went from just over 1 to 0.7. And it was a lifestyle program, it was a brilliant study. She's following it up now, but essentially it was sleep, meditation, exercise, and a Mediterranean type of diet. But she believes, she did sophisticated DNA examination of her clients and participants. Some of the supplements that she recommends was responsible for over 50% of it. No surprise, green tea supplement, turmeric, and there's a few, and liver. People taking liver supplements. Liver is a special series of peptides inside the matrix. It's very important. And B12, of course. So that would be my one thing all my clients, I work on them to achieve this thing because it's the most scientifically proven way to reverse your biological aging process. So it's Dr. Cara Fitzgerald. It's called the Methylation Adaptogen Lifestyle. You find the study, click on the study. It will tell you everything you need to do. And it's not very hard.
Thank you indeed, Dr. Jenskins. So 3 very important pillars, also sleep, meditation, exercise, not to forget. So thank you very much indeed, gentlemen, for the discussions today. So ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are closing our panel discussions this afternoon entitled of Biohacking to Bioharmony, Balancing Technology, Longevity, and also Wellbeing. So thank you once again for being a very nice audience. I would also actually expect your questions, but we will have another session after this one. So please, I just hand over the floor to Bang Paul. Silakan Bang Paul.
Oke, terima kasih, tepuk tangan dong untuk Erika Sedana. All right, thank you very much for the great speakers and also to Ibu Erika Sedana for the great moderator. And we would like to invite Bapak Ferry Agustian Soleh for the certificate and token appreciation. On the stage, please. And next photo session, ladies and gentlemen, for the great moderator and also speakers. Okay, don't forget, this is Mbak Erika. All right. That is for one, two, three. Okay? Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, you may return to your seat, please.